Cup. But I'm interested to see how he's going to do with the full season, or as he heads into a full season with the Russians. And, you know, again, the Russians have been out here training for 2 weeks. I mean, you guys played them 2 weekends in a row, right?
And they practiced at our field running drills the entire weekdays when we weren't there.
Wow. Well, that's how they do it. All right, here we go. Just about to start this match. 5 seconds. Let's see this breakout. You are looking at Upton 187, brand new pro team here in the Pro Division. So on the breakout, Upton able to get out 5 alive, it looks like, and that's actually pretty good considering the Russians are really good at shooting lanes off the break. And I think that a little bit better field position for Moscow right now as they have that center stand-up can. Referee's going to get it, and he's checking out Upton, and it looks like he is clean. So Upton still has 5 alive, and the Russians spread the field up. Looks like 4.
Marcelo's up in Dorito 1.
Yeah, and it looks like Upton lost back center player. And they also lose another player, too, coming out of that stand-up temple. So it's looking good for Russians right now as Godin is Snake 1. So if you're watching for France, this is the boy you need to be rooting on right now.
Looked like Berdnikov just bounced the 187 guy going to the Snake area.
And the Russians losing a player on that Dorito side of the field, but Jenkel seems like he's the only player left alive for 187, and he's trying to do whatever he can, and he gets taken down. So here comes Moscow Red Legion. So point number 1 is going to go to Moscow as Jason Wheeler and Axel handling business over here on the Snake side of the field as Britnikov is going to walk that flag in.
It's a very good point by Marcelo and Kirill over there on the Dorito side. They were up quick into the 50.
Were they playing Dorito side? Is that they're going to be running on that side the whole time?
This is the exact line they were running against us. And Berdnikov was very successful shooting that snake way on break. So look to see quite a few G's on break from him.
So, you know, talk to me a little bit, Colt, about your 2 wins today.
Well, you know, we've all last season 50-50. You know, we struggled. We'd normally be going in tomorrow 1-1, beating the team we should have, and not winning against the team that we were matched against. So it's nice. I mean, we feel good. We won 2 games. Pressure's kind of off a little bit. It's still time to go and grind out there tomorrow. But you know, we had a close match against the Ironmen. We made it a close match by a double major. You know, a no point because of a penalty, and then even a major on the last point. So, I mean, we did everything we could to make it close. You know?
Yes, you did.
Hey, why not make it exciting right out the break, right?
We've always been that way. And then, you know, playing CEP, they're getting better, but we should beat them. We've been in the league long enough. We have the experience. You know, and they're playing pretty good, but that was a win we should have taken. And so going in 2-0 with Dynasty and Seattle Thunder tomorrow, we feel good.
You know, that'll be, I mean, I think, you know, given the situation, and it changes the dynamic of the game, that in the morning, you know, when it doesn't really you know, show what teams can do when it's raining and it's nasty and you're having paint problems and this and that. Does that really represent the score, what it really should have been, well, you know, at the end of the day? Or
to me, though, I feel that I would always kind of, it sucked, you know,
right.
You'd be cold and your stuff's wet and it's gross, but I was kind of looking back, kind of relish those moments because that was a real big test. You know, it's like, okay, I'm cold, I'm tired. Maybe I'm not tired, but I'm kind of miserable,
right.
You know, because of the conditions. But that's when you kind of see what you're made of, you know?
Sure.
So, so I think that it's interesting to see teams mentally challenged. I'm always interested to see what happens to people when they're mentally challenged.
Right.
All right, so here we go. Russians 4 guns up on the break, trying to get a G, trying to get one of the kills off the break, and it looks like they're Upton's able to keep 5 bodies alive. Now they're trying to break out here on the Snake side of the field. And it looks like they have made it into the insert bunker over here. And the Russians lose a player out of that back center. Oh, they lose another player on the Dorito side of the field. So it's looking good for Upton right here. If they can get this point, that would be huge for them.
You know, we talked about this earlier, Matty. You know, I mean, a lot of these teams are inexperienced, so they gotta make sure they go nice and slow. Don't get them to run down the field, because you do that against the Russians, you're gonna get smoked up, right, Colt?
Definitely. These guys really know how to hold a game together.
So right now, 5 on 3 right now. Russians on their heels have all these back bunkers. Right now, 187 getting up in the mix. They're going to get in the Snake here in a second. Lizette?
Well, I'm interested to see what Upton's going to do with this. They have the numerical advantage, but if they go stupid, you know, if they go sloppy into the guns and lose this point, that could be, you know, morally deflating for them. Now up, look at this. Upton making smart bumps. Yeah, and Upton is continuing to play some smart paintball right now, and I hear a big, loud voice coming from the Upton side right here. It's just echoing. So
that's very, very important.
And they're doing a good job of moving up the field. This is what I'm talking about, supporting your front guys.
Oh,
There's
they
nobody
lost,
in the back
lost
line.
their 50 Dorito guy. You know, that's kind of important.
Oh,
he didn't know. He didn't know he got to the A. That's 2 players left for the Russians now. They lose another player on that Dorito side over there, 187. So 3-on-2 right now, both corners.
So let's see if 187 is able to tie this game up here. They still have the advantage. It's 3 on. Looks like it's 3 on 1.
3-on-2.
No, 3 on 2. Oh, back
Russians
corners.
have both corners. Lizette has the ball right now. He's got to make this happen. He's got to.
Oh, wow.
what a
Awesome move. Was that Wheeler? Oh, then he gets torn apart.
You know, now it's 2 on 1.
So it's Lushakin. So Lushakin, number 69, ended up made a great move, but then now it's Graham over here. Graham, and I think that's Lavelle. Look at this.
Down.
Wow, he really wants to put it on the last Russian player. That's what I'm talking about. Nice job by 187. Putting it on the last Russian player over there in the back corner. So 187 is going to tie it up here in their first pro match against Moscow Red Legion.
That was a good game right there, actually. They played it nice and slow. Actually, they kind of got sloppy over on the Dorito side a little bit.
They did, yeah. They lost 2 bodies for no reason over
and
there.
the guy at the A was actually really lucky. He switched sides to the A because he caught that guy, you know, trying to get up in the Doritos. And if he would have been looking that way, he would have probably made a move to the 50, shot him in the back, and then went down the wire.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, so now if you're the Russian, the Russian, it's interesting because a lot of times we always ask the guys up here, and we try to pick people's brains. I mean, that's what we're here to do, is to try to let the fans inside the minds of these teams as they're trying to struggle through these events and through these games and through these points. But the Russians they're a little bit different, because they don't play with that emotion that a lot of teams play, which I think is actually crucial to a lot of team success.
Sure.
So when you're on the Russians, so a question I normally ask, okay, now you're the Russians, you just you're getting beat by the rookie team right now. Not beat, but you just let the rookie team tie it up in the very beginning of this game. You want, convincingly, very good point for them. And you want to come out and smash these guys and let everyone know, hey, yeah, we lost some of our best players in the offseason, some of the legends, but we're still here. We're forced to be reckoned with. But I think that because they realize that they don't want to get in that emotional headspace. Right. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
It's all business for them, I think. I don't think that that's anything. They mark that off the sheet and go to the next play.
Oh, that didn't work. Yeah, that's good perspective, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's anything further than that. I don't think that they're worried about anything. It's too early, and I think it's business with them.
That's a good point.
Matty, I love hearing the different perspectives of the pro players, and intelligent pro players like you, Colt. And then Steve was up here earlier, I guess. So, respectively. Damn, I did it again.
You're drawing the battle lines.
I don't think you heard that.
You're drawing the battle lines.
Hey, we talked. It was no fat, no bald jokes. So I haven't said anything about that. I didn't say anything about intelligence. So anyway, it's good to hear your perspective, Colt. You definitely bring something else up here, and I love the way you kind of describe that right there.
All right, here we go. Check it out. Moscow Red Legion. 2 guns up in that center bunker, and then immediately bump out to the on the Dorito side of the field. Britnikov.
Like a G1 on break.
G1 off the break. Yeah, so 187 losing 1 player and losing another player. So they're having some issues right now, and the referee's in there checking out. Looks like Eddie Painter, but he's clean. Oh, the Russians losing 2 players off the Dorito side. It's all even at 3 apiece right now.
No.
They lost 3 players.
Oh, they lost 3 players, but it looks like the Axel is able to move up here on the Snake side of the field, so better field position on the Snake side for the Russians right now.
And the Russians still have Berdnikov. He's worth 2 or 3 players at least.
And the guy at 187's got to look down the wire. I mean.
So the only 2 players left alive on the field for Moscow Red Legion right now is Britnikov and Axel Godin.
But they're in a pretty good field position. But then again, so is 187.
And for all you French fans that are listening out there, I'm probably butchering Alex's name. I apologize. I don't do the French pronunciations very well. But yeah, so look at this. Now 187 is in the Snake. You're looking at on your screen right now.
Playing defensive. He's got to be aggressive.
Yeah, he's got to be careful though. I do agree. Yeah, there he goes. He needs to get that next spot. But they got to play this point smart, Chris.
Look at the Russian just laying on the ground out in the middle of the field on the wire on the Dorito side.
Wow.
Oh, he
and
just
I
shot
think
him,
he took
too.
him out.
That's Berdnikov.
Oh, my God. That Berdnikov, and it worked. Oh, no. Then he ended up getting taken out. And look at this.
Oh,
that's
that's a penalty for
yep.
sure.
Oh, so Axel gets a penalty drawn on him. He immediately runs into the
that,
box.
that was a good call.
He definitely spun on him bad.
Yeah, oh, I almost would have given him a major for that.
Yeah, that was close.
That was real bad.
So look at this.
It wasn't close.
187 goes up a point right now on the Russians.
What a great game.
Hey,
I mean, you know,
they're playing it right.
the game is long, but that's some solid play so
It
far
is.
from 187. I'm impressed.
And it's sloppy play from the Russians. I mean, they just lost two. They dominated the game, shot a guy on break. They had the spots, and then lose two guys running through a gun. I mean, that was pretty sloppy.
Yeah.
Yep. I can't believe he lived that long out there. He slipped, actually. He was trying to go to the Dorito. He slipped and fell, laying in the middle of nowhere.
Well, I'm glad you told me he slipped and fell, because when I looked past the camera to see what he was doing, he was sitting on his butt and gunned up, just blazing away.
And shot the guy.
And he shot the guy.
So and it's, you know, Berdnikov, I'm like,
Yeah, he's
hey,
ridiculous.
you know, he's ridiculous.
It was
so
awesome.
I
It
was like,
awesome.
hey, maybe that's the new thing for 2012. Instead
double
of
knee slide.
Yeah, I
We're
was
going
gonna
to the
say,
butt
instead
slide.
of Diva double knee slide, we've elevated now.
They got a double butt slide.
All right, let's check out this replay real quick. So it's Zaleski right here. So Zaleski, big move, sees the window open, comes down and just butchers Axel. Look at Axel spin like a top.
One-handed gotcha.
He gave him the Euro backhand. It doesn't work over here.
No.
And you see immediately, at least he ran immediately to get in. Let's look at it from the other angle.
And that was clutch that he got in the box, because that could have been a penalty from the next point if he didn't get in time.
Yeah, so that, I mean, he did spin. He got shot in the back of the leg there, but you know, it was closer.
Actually,
it was closer.
It was closer
than I thought. Yeah, it was definitely closer. So I'll give Axel the benefit of the doubt. He did start actually to spin around before he got shot.
Yeah,
So.
and because he did, like you said, clutch, get in the box before the penalty hit,
Yeah.
or before they hung the flag.
Yeah.
Because they lost the point, that penalty now comes off, so they're at full strength right now, 5-on-5.
So the score is Upton 187 beating Moscow Red Legion right now, 2-1. Let's see if they can keep this going. They've got to be stoked right now.
It's definitely a big confidence boost.
All right, you're looking at 187 on your screen, digging out to that back corner on the snake side of the field.
Oh, it looks like he's
Actually,
hitting his loader.
that was a major penalty. Russian started with 4, actually. He's
No,
actually
well, there's only one. There's only
okay.
1 minute on the clock. Oh, look at this. Looks like, yeah,
and a minor.
losing
There it
bodies
is.
left and right, and just when we thought things were going into 187's favor, they lose a bunch of players and they get a penalty.
Well,
and
it's 2 minutes. It's a major, isn't it?
I see it. 2 minutes went up on the clock, Chris.
Yeah, well, I
saw a
mean,
yellow flag.
he flew a yellow flag. I don't understand.
Maybe his red flag
I don't
was
think
lost.
Maybe it got stuck from the X Factor game.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for it to come down.
Hey, coming 2013, we're picking up Chris to be on the cheat line at X Factor.
Hey, just put me in, coach.
I'm ready to spin, literally. All right,
they're
so
considering grind that. 5 seconds left in the Russian penalty.
yeah, Russians about to get their body back, and they're still pushing aggressive though. But look at that, he's shooting the bunker
And
as he's making the move.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
if you're
that's
going to do
bad.
that, you want to shoot right off the edge of the bunker, and not just let the guy coming.
Is it? I think it's a 2-on-1 right now in favor.
That was a
2-on-2.
that was a rookie mistake by the Russians right there. Again.
Oh, minor penalty on the Russians. 2-on-1 situation right now with 187.
So if 187 can pull off this, is it 2? Yeah.
Oh,
they
no,
get
it's 3-on-1.
And they get their guy out of the box.
Now it's a 3-on-1. Where is he going?
He's bunkering nobody.
Look at Golev right here. So it's just Golev in the snake, and he's about to get punished.
Oh, he's going to get another
Yeah, I
penalty
was
for
going to
that.
say, he just spun too. So the Russians normally one of the cleaner teams out there, and you know, it's interesting, Colt. You kind of brought this up a little bit before. You know, I mean, they got some of these newer guys on the team that aren't really used to their way of play, and
They're kind of playing for their spots, and I think they're pushing it a little too hard.
yeah. So now 187 going to go up 3-1 against the Russians.
This is like I'm thoroughly impressed right now.
They're playing great.
Yeah.
Hey, that's great, man. That's what we talked about it. I mean, you never know what to expect from these teams. I think there was a little bit of a mess in the beginning. I'm not sure what happened, but you know what saved 187 in that point was the Russians also got a minor.
Yes.
That hurt.
Yeah.
They get their body back,
Yeah.
and I mean, so at the end of the day, I mean, it could have went either way depending on the penalties.
Yeah. No, you're right. Well, let's check out this replay real quick. All right, so you're looking at number 19 right now, and you're going to look at this inside move. See, he posts up down the Okay, yeah, so this was earlier on. He runs him down, and you see the bunker was exploding. I don't know if we could rewind that real quick, but the bunker was just, actually, we'll see it from this angle. Look, he comes out of the spot. Not a bad move, because Grem doesn't know he's coming. But then he starts shooting the bunker, and you see Grem, as soon as he sees that that bunker's getting hit, he knows, oh, hey, guy's coming down the tape.
Yep.
He stands up, polishes him off, boom, it gets right back in. And look at this. See the bunker? It's Sippy tapping his bunker right there? That's just not the way you do that. You do not start to run at the guy you're going to try to kill and then obliterate his bunker and just announce that you're about to try to come get him.
And you got to make that trade. I mean,
you have to.
He dropped his gun 3 steps
That's
before.
the only reason. Yeah, he did, actually.
You got to make that trade.
But that bunker got it good.
What a great job by Grem, though,
Yeah.
you know?
Way to be field aware.
They're composed. They're staying composed. They're not letting the big starlights get to them. So that's good.
Hey,
Yeah.
like we said, man. We have high expectations, but we're still level-headed about it. Let's just go out there and play how we play paintball.
And, they have to have high expectations. This is like we talked about. These are the best players in the entire world.
Right.
So if you're going to come and play with those guys, well, then, man, you better expect to be one of the best.
And if you don't think you can be, then you've already beat yourself.
I think we're
You can't
going to see a timeout here sometime by the Russians, because I don't see them making too much effort to get in the field right now.
Yeah. Would you throw a timeout right now?
Absolutely,
I think that's a smart.
It's
That's
a
a smart move.
100%. I mean, 187 playing really, really well. I mean, I like their breakouts. I like their, their field awareness. I mean,
they're feeling it right now. You can kind of sense, like, they're you can tell by their body language they're confident, and that's so important right now. And also, this is the thing, though. This is a crucial part in a rookie team. When you're coming in, you get up a couple points on a really good team. Then now you really got to lock it down even more.
I was just going to say, you don't want to get overconfident
Exactly.
and think you're better than you are.
Yeah.
I mean, you played 4 points in the pro leagues. It doesn't mean that you're all of a sudden going to start
it's like,
running over
let's
people.
not start patting each other on the back quite yet.
And I hope they don't switch their game plans and start playing to not lose, because that's when, especially against the Russians, you really get in trouble quick when you say, okay, well, we're up 3 points, let's slow it down. No, that's not the case. You keep doing what's working for you. You go out there and win 7-1. You don't stop.
Yeah. And, I mean, if at 187 were to come out and 7-1 the Russians, that's you'll talk about making a statement.
Definitely.
And that's about the most potent statement you can make.
I'm going to be realistic. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they keep making rookie mistakes like that, I mean, that was a terrible bunker move.
That was definitely bad.
The timing wasn't bad, but the execution was poor.
And the fact that he didn't just make it happen.
Yeah, like you said, you got to trade. If you're going to do that, you got to trade out, man. All right, so let's see if the Russians can get something going here. So they're putting Axel back in over here on the Snake side. That's kind of one of the cool things I think has been pretty rad about the Russian concept is that, they get these guys and they bring them into their fold, but these stars come from everywhere. Like Miko came out of the Russians, like even Robbie Pettinelli. He went to, like, tons of guys have gone over to the Russians and played for them, and so it's cool to see one of the best players to come out of France, which is Axel, go to the Russians and now be playing with them like he played for Nexus, but this is actually a full-time commitment now.
Right.
And, to give Marcelo a second chance at redemption, too. All right, so on the breakout, there's Axel on your screen right now. They're getting that insert bunker.
Great move. Going to that tower like we talked about earlier, Matty. 187.
Wow, look at the gumption.
Getting busy.
187 has some gumption. Let's see if he can do something out of there, though.
Oh, he just shot the guy in Dorito 1.
Oh, wow. Nice job by 187, who runs all the way to the 50-yard line on the Dorito side stand-up temple and wraps around and gets a kill. Let's see if he can maintain his composure while he's in there, though. And here comes Britnikov to try to trade out.
He gets him clean.
Gets him clean and takes the A.
Great move.
Yeah,
that's a game saver right there.
That's why he's good, man.
Now this guy at 187 is he doesn't know he's there. He's probably gonna try to go to the Dorito and just get smoked. You can see by his body language he's gonna go.
Well, no one knows that Britnikov is at the A right now.
He shot the guy in the corner too.
Yep.
Yeah, so Britnikov.
I don't think Britnikov knows the guys in the tower.
Well,
right there
Britnikov is single-handedly saving the Russian point right here by getting those 2 kills.
Oh, and I think he just took a shot.
Oh, I jinxed him.
He didn't know the guy was in the tower by the Doritos, man.
Yeah, you're right. That was a good call, Chris.
But now I don't think, is there anybody on the, and the guy shoots another person. But 187 losing another player in the process.
Wow.
I think it might be a 2-on-1 right now.
I think it's 2-on-1. Just Axel got in left for Moscow over here on the Snake side of the field.
Time for redemption.
I don't think he knows that he's the only player left alive.
Oh, I don't think he does either. I think he just bounced.
He just
just got shot.
Wow.
Wow.
That's another point. Goes to 187.
187 is up on the Russians right now, 4-1.
Oh, there is one. I forgot about
Kirill's
Kirill's
on.
still
Yeah,
alive.
see, we can't see that bunker, so don't hold it against us.
I mean, yeah,
See, this guy's got to go to work over here.
Oh,
Carry.
Kirill's about to make this happen. Oh,
Oh,
maybe not.
wow.
Nah, trade out. That's it.
So
Yep.
Kirill tries to do something down that Dorito side, and looked like for a second he was going to make something happen, but luckily for 187, their player had the composure to trade out with Kirill. So now 187 with one player left alive, and the Russians are forced to concede that point. So nice job by Carlin to keep his wits about him and stay alive in all that insanity.
Absolutely. 4 straight points by 187. I wouldn't say unanswered because they seem to be doing just fine answering it.
Yeah.
I mean, Russians are making key mistakes. You know, they're not catching these 50 moves, that 50 tower like we talked about.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I mean, that's a very important spot.
Well, and Britnikov picked it up, and that was a really great move for him to get up there. But then
Right.
he also didn't
Didn't see the guy
understand. Yeah, he
tower.
didn't know, and he was just doing what he could.
Right.
But it's at that point, like he got up there, he got 2 kills, he did his job. At that
Absolutely.
point, that's when everyone else needs to step up. But then it's like when we were watching that happen, I look back and 2 Russian players are just walking off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I think these 187 kids can gunfight, man.
It looks like it. I mean, you know, Kirill being what, in my opinion, when they're up in the 50 like that, I mean, Kirill should not have been in that back corner. Because honestly, and correct me if I'm wrong, Colt, that those back corners, once you're up in the 50s, you need to get up the field and help support.
Absolutely. You
You know?
gotta get up there. And then also you're the next guy in when your guy dies. You're not stuck back in that corner while they have the field
And
position.
that's exactly what happened to him. Kirill got stuck in that back corner, and you know, then they get the field position on you, and you can't go anywhere.
Yeah. Yep. Well, so in a pretty interesting turn of events here in Galveston, the young upstart Upton 187 crew out of Massachusetts is putting it on one of the most dominant teams to ever play the game, Moscow Red Legion, who are meekly playing this game right now.
Yes. But you know what? You can never count the Russians out.
Never.
No, you can't. You really can't.
They're-
And there's 10 minutes, 38 seconds left. We've got
Yeah.
a ton of time.
Right.
Looking at 187 crew on your screen right now.
You know, the Russians making those mental mistakes and stuff that they don't usually make.
Right.
You know, they're known for not making these mistakes.
And the Russians.
All the way to the snake, maybe?
Yeah, no,
Hey, he's
goes
getting
to
out,
insert
he's getting
bunker.
out there getting busy.
Oh, he's calling him out from
Oh,
somewhere.
yep, that's four. That's Russians lose one player. That's their insert guy into the snake. 4
You
and 5 right
and
now.
I know, look at this, and maybe you guys are noticing the same thing. Eddie Painter back there, I think that kid can shoot some people off the break. Because the Russians are having, not only are the Russians having a hard time, there's only 3 bodies left alive right now. No, 4 bodies. Oh, 3 bodies. Yeah, 3 bodies. And now look at this. The referee running over fast. This is,
That means-
you see
yeah.
that means a
Yeah,
penalty.
that means a penalty is probably coming.
2. Oh, no,
Nope.
he lived. So it's 2 on 5 right now. No, 2 on 4. So 2 on 4, a numerical advantage goes to Upton 187. They're already up 4-1 right now against the Russians.
Oh, and he just takes a shot to the head.
Wow, this is quite an interesting occurrence here.
Man, if they win this game, they are going to lose their minds.
Yeah, I'm kind of losing my mind right now and
No,
excited for them. I think this is really cool.
I am happy for these guys right now. You know, because I mean, super
nothing like
stoked.
this has ever happened before. You know, I don't think we
Russians-
ever had a team come in, and then now the game's not over yet.
Actually, it started like this one time, I think.
Yeah.
And then it ended up.
But in the
just
game,
I don't know about the very first game. No, I don't think so.
I think we're talking
This-
about the first
yeah.
pro game these kids
Right.
have ever played, and it's not like they went out and got a bunch of pros or even a pro.
Right.
You know, like, these are the homegrown boys from Fox 4 Paintball.
It is now 5-1.
Not even know what to say.
187.
Cole
Hey.
is speechless.
Wow.
Hey,
I mean, they're playing great, and the Russians aren't playing well, and that's
yeah,
why
that's
it's
exactly.
that's why it's 5-1.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously losing the Fedorovs, and like we discussed.
Yeah,
I mean,
well-
that makes a huge difference.
Well, like we talked about this morning, that's again, just such an amazing years in front of us because of all this craziness in the off season, and we've never really quite seen this before in paintball. We've always seen a lot of, it's off seasons are always kind of crazy, but this one particularly,
Right.
and these
No,
questions.
this is the most crazy year.
Yeah, and I think I haven't been around forever, but I've been playing the sport since '94, and I've never seen anything like this before. And the cool thing though is like we had all these unanswered questions. You know, like okay, how well is the Russians going to play as they lose all these guys? Now think about this. they're taking this beating from 187 right now, and in the afternoon they got to go play Houston Heat against those Stars that they lost.
Right.
You know, so that's going to be a crazy game. That's coming up. That's our last game of the day. We got some other paintball before that, but right now you're watching Upton 187 put a beating on the Russians.
Definitely.
I mean, they're shooting guys off the break. They're shooting them out of their bunker. They're making moves. Like, they're running the 50s off the break. It's pretty impressive what Upton's doing right now.
They're closing games smart.
They're closing games smart.
It's good.
You know, I'm really anxious to see how this works out and what they're going to do.
God, if they do win, and, you know, again, it's still 9 minutes and 30 seconds left, so anything could happen. But I'd really like to be in the pit, man. When they win that game against the Russians, that's pretty impressive. It's, again, not over yet. All right, so this is a crucial breakout for the Russians. This is a must-win point for them. As they looks like it's going to be 3-on-4 right now. And here comes Kirill. Oh, he gets taken out trying to get up into that center. So it's 2-on-3 right now. And it was also a disaster for Upton as they lose 3 guys out of their bunkers.
You know, but I'm the Snake right now. I'm going to go to work, you know.
Here comes Axel.
No, Axel's going to get smoked.
Axel
narrowly avoids getting shot.
So, but, you know, look at 187 getting up in that 50. You know, now Wheeler has to deal with him because Axel can't see him.
Well, both teams in the 50-yard line bunkers right now. Upton 187 has a player in the 50-yard line on the Dorito side of the field. Let's see, and they're able to get out to the corner. So Upton's counterpunching okay right now, even though they only have 2 bodies left alive.
Great move out here coming outside. That'll shut down Axel from coming out of here. But Axel still has got to get down, get up the snake, and shoot that cross field.
He's got to be careful though, because as he gets past this 50-yard line, he's gonna have to. You know, here he goes. Oh, look at that! Upton was able to get across.
I don't think he knows that he jumped up in that other bunker.
Yeah, tense moments right now as the time starts to tick down, but still 8 minutes and 15 seconds left. The Russians have a 4-point spread they got to come back from as the score's 5-1.
Oh, there's 3 Russians alive.
Yeah, 3 Russians alive. So it's 3-on-2 right now. And honestly, if I'm Upton, and if I see a move, okay, take it. But, you know, time is not the Russians' friend right now.
Not at all.
No, this guy in the can needs to go to work.
Yeah, the guy in the can's got the ball. The Russian player in the can has got the ball right now.
I think that's Marcelo.
Upton's got to be careful, too, to play clean. The referee. Oh, he's clean. I don't know how Upton player in the Dorito 50-yard line lived through that, but he was somehow able to get through.
Marcelo doesn't have any pressure on him. He needs to be moving up the field.
No, I can't. I don't know why he went to the corner. He
well,
should have moved up the field.
Basically, Upton player has to. He's not living by his gun on the Dorito, but he's looking at Axel right now.
Yeah, but look at it this way. Like, let's say that Marcelo looks over here and sees Axel on the snake. He knows if Marcelo gets up the field and pushes him around instead of running back like that.
Well, and another thing too. Think about it. If you're Marcelo, now he's gonna get shot.
That's gonna be that.
I don't know why he did that. Nice job by Axel though. Here, finally stepping it up on the snake side of the field. Very quick play by him, coming down right now.
And they're just not putting the pressure.
That's a shot right there.
Wow, so Axel gets taken out by the back corner bunker for 187. Looked like Axel was going to be the player to win this point and keep the Russians in this match.
That was a shot.
It's still 2-on-1 though, Chris.
Yeah, but that was still a shot.
That was just.
I was like, wow.
You know, that's
hell of a snapshot.
Oh,
man.
it was phenomenal. It was good.
I think it was Zaleski over here.
It never should have happened, though. These other 2 guys on the Russian should have put so much pressure on him that never should have happened. He
shouldn't have been able to come over the top at all.
No way.
It's almost like they're listening to their coaches too much instead of using what they see and working with that, you know?
I'm sure Marcelo is going to finish this off right here.
So Marcelo Margot, new player on the Russians.
They're losing a lot of time. It's down to almost 6 minutes now.
It's really going to be up to,
And Wheeler doesn't really.
Wheeler's got to engage here, man. He's got to shoot. He's out of paintballs. God, I don't know. Carry more paint out. This point wasn't that long. How long was this point? 2 minutes? 3 minutes?
3 minutes right now.
I mean, how is Jason Wheeler out of paintballs right now?
And now he's got the ball and he's not moving up and closing that distance.
All right, now he's finally getting up a little bit, but.
No, he's got to get up to their cake. I mean, that little.
If you got 3 balls left, you get as close as you can.
Right. I get close as I can anyway. I can't see. Yeah. I can't shoot that well. I'm a horrible shot.
All right, finally making the move.
That's where his
boy. Right, they finally
got him.
Shoots
so
him.
Great job by Marcelo Margot over there on the Dorito side of the field to play smart, and good job by Jason Wheeler, even though he needs to carry another pot of paint out.
And just watching this Upton team, it's proof that, you know, teamwork is what conquers. I mean, you don't see, there's not one guy that I can point out that's playing great for them. They're all playing well. They're all shooting people, and it's just a solid team effort.
Yeah, good job by Marcelo over there on the Dorito side.
Yeah, for sure.
That's clutch right there. If you don't win this point, you go down 6-1 with 5 minutes and 28 seconds left. You don't have a chance at all. Now with the score 5-2, still, you know, that's a 3-point spread and 5 minutes and 28 seconds left. They haven't even put 3 points on the board yet, but there's still hope for them.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah. Wow. I'm just kind of.
I could usually say more, but I'm like just smiling. I mean, I'm not smiling because the Russians are, you know, getting their butt whooped. I'm happy to see this happening. You know, for all the players at home watching this webcast right now,
that could be you.
That could be you. I mean, all you got to do is take the proper steps. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Come out here, play a PSP. If you want to start Division 3, fine.
Yeah,
start
cool.
Division 3.
That's why it's there.
And yeah, and make, you know, utilize that as tools.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's check out this replay here. So you're looking at.
Oh, this is a snapshot.
Yeah,
this snapshot.
Look
is
at this
awesome.
snapshot, man. This is awesome. So you're looking, I think that's Zaleski in the back corner, and he's just going to come over and own Axel right now. Axel's all over him, posted up on him. There's absolutely no way this should happen. Bam! Just owned him.
What a shot. See, he thought about it too.
Yeah,
he thought about it. He's like,
thought about pulling the
thought
trigger
about
again.
it. Como ça va, mon ami?
Wow. So, you know, and up to that point, Axel was playing pretty good for on that point.
Well, and really, you know, the guy made a great shot. It wasn't Axel's problem. You know, he was in the spot he needed to be. He was ready to shoot him. And his other two guys were, I don't even know where. Wheeler was in the back of the snake or still, you know, in the insert snake position. And Marcelo hadn't even made the 50 Dorito yet. You know, they need to be pressuring that guy. It's a game of pressure. You got to keep the pressure up.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. Like, and how do you keep that pressure up? You shoot your gun.
Right, absolutely.
You know,
and the guy's in a cake. He's battling out of a cake against three guys.
Yeah.
187 coming hard on the Dorito side.
Battling out of a cake against 3 guys.
Right.
All right,
5 on 5 right here.
Yeah, 5 on 5. Good break for both teams, though the Russians have 2 guys stuck in that back center. And here comes the Russians coming on this snake side of the field and putting a little bit of pressure. They have 3 bodies over here. And now spreading the field.
Kirill got shot.
Kirill's struggling right now. Kirill's normally somebody you see in those really good spots doing damage, but
yeah, but is Kirill one of those people doing damage because he had a good back line that's no longer there, or, you know, I mean,
he played great in practice. You know, him and Marcelo did. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so Marcelo's all by himself over there on the Dorito side, still pressing into guns. 3 bodies for 187 on the Dorito side of the field. I'm looking over at 187. They're gunned up pretty hard, and they just got Kirill. They killed Kirill. But if they're gonna go that road, you know, like don't move and just shoot their guns.
Shot.
Oh, Wheeler's
this guy's gonna wear it.
two.
He's gonna wear it. That's 1.
Wheeler clocking in over here. Nice job by Jason Wheeler.
4 players left on 187. Wheeler has backup with Axel right there, so they should be pretty contained.
This is gonna be tense, man. 4 minutes and 13 seconds left, and there's still 4 bodies left alive for they're going to have to get dug out. Oh, no, actually down just 3 bodies as Wheeler gets another kill out of that snake.
4 on 3 right now. Oh, there goes 187, another 187. So 2 on 4 right now. Russians coming down the field.
But Wheeler gets a little greedy out there after dominating. He gets shot himself.
Yeah, but Axel's going to come up and fill this up a little bit.
So it's Jenkel, and I can't see the other 187 player. We got Jenkel over here on the snake side of the field, and then you're looking at Axel.
Burnikov.
That might be Michael Carlin, actually.
So Axel's going to have to.
Maybe.
He's running out
he just got shot.
Axel's running out of time right now. It's 3 minutes. It's 2 on 1, and now it's just Jenkel, and they need to drop. They need to drop the hammer on Jenkel right now.
And he ran with his gun down again.
Who? Axel.
Axel.
Yeah,
and he
Axel
almost
again.
got a penalty.
Yep.
He ran with his gun down. Guy stood over the top and blew his face off. I mean,
Hey, but
that's
you know,
just sloppy.
187 taking a lot of time off the clock again.
They
Down to
are.
3 minutes and
But
11
we're
seconds.
but the Russians are coming back
Getting some
now.
momentum. They're getting some momentum now.
5-2,
Right.
and they're making this a game. 3 minutes and 11 seconds left, and this is tense right now, man.
They had a 2-point game. They got 3 minutes to do it. That's very attainable.
And this is when it starts to come down to the breaks.
Right.
Because you know how fast the point is played is really a factor of how many guys you can kill off the break.
Sure.
You know, and actually 187's been doing a better job of shooting guys off the break than the Russians have been doing.
I agree.
Which is a pretty bold statement, you know. But this is paintball. Anything can happen, and honestly, it's it's what you make of it, you know? You're only as good as your last event.
That is true.
Yeah, you've always said that. You know, you're so true. It's so true. I mean,
it's like MMA. You're only as good as your last fight, you know? I mean, it's just the way it is. So the Russians are now coming on the field.
And if the Russians win this point, there's a very good possibility they're going to win this match.
Right.
I mean, a very good possibility. They're starting to get the momentum. This is when a younger team's going to start to fold. They're going to feel the pressure, and you know the veterans are going to rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it becomes a tough learning, you know, tough consequence. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait. That's just, I'm kind of on the edge of my seat right now.
I'm
like literally on the edge of my seat right now.
That's because you're cold.
All right, so 3 minutes and 11 seconds left to go. In case you just tuned in, Upton 187 was beating the brakes off of the Russians for a while until the Russians woke up, came back, and now we got ourselves a 2-point game. So with 3 minutes and 11 seconds left, this is really going to come down to the break.
And this is interesting, too, because the Russian line that's won the points has been Marcelo, Kirill, Berdnikov, and the 2 Euros. They won all 3 points. They won back-to-back that last time, and now we got the other line out here. So let's see if they can
all right, here we go. It's Eddie Painter again rolling his gun off the break for 187. Was he able to get a kill? No, it looks like all 5 alive for the Russians and 5 alive for 187. There's a little slipping and sliding.
That's the move, though.
187.
4.
187 loses one of their players. It's Zaleski.
About to lose another one. Nope, he makes it.
No,
he is dead.
He had his gun down the whole time. See?
Yeah,
that's all it takes is momentum right now.
Yeah.
Another one.
3
players left on 187. 2 minutes and 45. Here they come.
He's running with his gun down again.
So here comes the Russians storming down the snake side of the field.
Why is he stopping?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Here he comes. So Lushkin
finally shot him in the foot.
He shot him in the foot.
And Lushkin
he's running.
Still hasn't shot him yet.
No,
he
he
still
shot him in
has
the
yet
foot.
to be shot.
He shot him in the foot.
Apparently
Wow.
major. That's a game changer.
He shot him in the foot.
Yeah, he did.
Way before he
Major
left.
penalty. That's the game. Wow. Well.
Yeah,
that's not good.
That just cost them the game.
And all of a sudden experience sets in.
That just cost them the game right there.
And something that didn't need to be done. I mean, you're in the control of the game. You have the time.
He knew he got shot in the foot.
Yeah, he knew he got shot in the foot and took off. I mean, that works in divisional. It doesn't work out here with these guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's just, oof.
That's a tough break. A tough break, but hey, a deserved one, you know? I mean, you know, look at your guys' first game, man. Again, we're still waiting for those red flags to come down.
I'm telling you. and they haven't stopped
But
all
you
day.
guys won, though. You know, that's the thing.
Right.
And it doesn't really matter how many times you get hit on the chin as long as you're hitting the other dude more times on the chin.
Exactly.
And right now, the Russians finally, they had him on the ropes. This is another problem you get a lot of times with the rookie teams. You get somebody on the ropes, finish them off.
Absolutely.
You know, don't let them get that breather to get their wits about them, and then all of a sudden they get, you know, because think about it, they have one of the best coaching squads in paintball.
Right.
And obviously they were able to get inside these guys' heads, and I think it honestly too, maybe they were like, what are we doing? You know, I mean, we're making really rookie mistakes here. We're losing gun battles. We're getting shot off the break. You can't really help that sometimes, but you know, it's like dumb bunker moves, stuff like that.
Running with your gun down.
Yeah, running with your gun down.
Not pressuring people.
Yeah, exactly. Not carrying enough paint out. In 2-minute game, you're running out of paint. 3-minute game.
Right.
You know, let's break this game down real quick. You know, Russians come out, win the first point right away. Then all of a sudden, 187 comes out of the box, wins points 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 in a row. They're at 5-1 at this point. Then the Russians sack back up, come back and get 7, 8, and points 7, 8, and 9. Now it makes it a 5-4 game with 2 minutes left in the game, and 187 has a major penalty.
But have you seen 187 make secondaries like they were when they were winning those points? That's what I said. They're playing not to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
You're right.
Absolutely.
You called that.
Yeah, for sure.
And they started playing cross up, sit back, and you can't. You got to play. You got to attack. You got to win.
Yeah. This is a game of attack. That's
Absolutely.
the whole point, you know. So in a timeout call, I think that's a smart timeout.
You know, I'm sitting here looking at my Facebook right now. Thanks for all you guys for tuning into the webcast right now. PaintballAccess.com, PSPEvents.com. We're having a good time. We're freezing up here with Colt Roberts, myself, Matty Marshall. You know, shout out to Alan Fang hitting us up from pals overseas. That guy's always tagging me on something. It's almost annoying. Love you, though. But no, it's good times out here. I mean, what do you think, Matty? I mean, this is just, I love this game.
I'm incredibly impressed at the level of play right now that we're seeing here in the PSP was what I really am impressed by. You know, we had some great games this morning. we're starting to get some of those answers to those questions. Also, head to paintballaccess.com and check out Max Trailer's little, basically kind of I'd say an introduction to 187. Let you guys know at least where they're from, what they're, the whole motive behind what it is they want to do as far as, I mean, they're a homegrown team, man. They're a homegrown team right now playing against the best players that the Russians could get to fill these spots in the offseason. So I'm impressed at their debut right now. However, and they're still winning this game. They still have a one-point game. It's a one-point match. They're still up 1 point, but they now have to play the rest of this game down a body.
They got to get a G on the break.
And you do not want to play the Russians down a guy.
No,
that is the worst team
to
play down a guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, when the Russians, I've seen the Russians win a lot of 4-on-5s when they have a penalty.
Right.
I mean, it's.
Hey, they're just good, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we're saying?
Yeah,
they're just good.
They're just good. And directly after this matchup, which is going to conclude shortly, we have Omaha Vicious taking on Houston Heat.
Oh, see, I want to get a glimpse of Houston Heat. I'm looking forward to seeing them how they play.
I'm also looking forward to see how Vicious has evolved. They played so well at World Cup last year,
right?
After struggling early on, and I want to see what they've done in the offseason. They didn't have any pickups, I mean, they've got the same line, and it's the same line they've been rolling with for a while now.
Right.
So those guys also are going to be probably getting better too.
Well, they did lose Drew Templeton.
That's true.
Yeah,
and that's a big loss.
I don't think but they lost. He wasn't playing.
Well, no, he played with Shock last year.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right.
It's
been a couple years for him.
All right, here we go. This
big
is
point.
Huge point. Let's see what 187 is made of. As they're still winning this game, but they are down a body.
5-on-4. Russians 5 strong, all the way to the snake. That's a really good move.
And he made it in alive. And you look at the back center player for 187. He's playing a little loose right now. Kind of, if I was a 187 fan, I'd be a little scared.
They'll call it. They're playing scared right now. They're just trying to, I mean, they have some good spots. Though.
All they have to do is tick off 1 minute and 35 seconds off this clock, and they win this game.
Yeah. Right now in the snake,
they sent Britnikov over to the snake. Russians flipped up the script, and they sent Britnikov in the snake. I think that was a good move, and he's backed up by Jason Wheeler.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right now. Relishnikov's he's got to make this happen right here.
They need to put some pressure on the Dorito side.
Well, here's what scares me about 187. They let him take all this ground. They pretty much gave them. They conceded almost all this ground, Because look at the way they're playing in their spots. All you're seeing is tips of barrels and sides of goggles right now. But they're still alive, and we're under a minute left. And the Russians have they have all their bodies left, so things are going to get real bloody real fast.
Oh, yeah.
They're tripled in the snake, too, which I don't know if that's...
Really weird, actually. In the back center?
Yeah, that back center is playing too loose back there.
It's going to come down right now. It's going to get dirty.
Yeah, it's going to get crazy. I mean, Zaleski dies as well. See, this is the problem. You can't play this game against the Russians. This is a rookie mistake right now from 187 because now it's going to be tied up. I mean, we saw this coming, I mean,
the writing was on the wall.
You called this like 4 points ago. If you start playing that defensive ball against the Russians, basically what you did is you came into the game, you had a really good game plan. Everything was clicking for you.
Right.
You got your opponent up against the ropes. You're just landing straight overhand rights on his shin constantly. And then instead of continuing to do what's been working, now you're like, okay, I'm going to try to not get knocked out myself.
Right.
Come on now.
Yeah.
That's a rookie mistake for 187.
But they're allowed to make that. The Russians weren't allowed to make the rookie mistakes they were making.
Yeah, that's true.
Either way, they come out of this with confidence. I mean, they can't help it. And they know they gave this game away if they do lose it. They still haven't lost it. And, I mean, they went out there and went toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah,
so.
and another thing is, think about this. There's 23 seconds on the clock. There's 23 seconds left on their penalty.
Right.
There's a really good chance that the 4 Upton 187 players that are left alive can hold off the Russians' onslaught for 23 seconds.
Yes.
Then we go into sudden death overtime, and everyone's back at 5 players.
I mean, 23 seconds is too much for me to give the Russians. I'd rather it be 3 seconds. I mean...
Yeah,
those are the guys, man, and they know once if they shoot one guy on break, they will come, and they're the team that knows how to close the game. And 23 is nervous for me. I think they beat us in 23 seconds before.
I think the fastest game. Was it by us or was it by excessive? It was 11 seconds.
I think I was on our team when we scored like a 13-second point. But then I also I was on the team one time when we got beat by Dynasty, and we were beating the brakes off on one game. I mean, we were up like 5 points. This is the back when it was like 25-minute halves.
Right.
and all of a sudden Dynasty started coming back, and they scored like a 9-10 second point on us one time. They shot 3 of us off the break, ran up the gut, just handling, dude.
Right.
Handling. So it's possible. Let's see what happens. It's about to go down. 3 seconds. I'm excited.
Has 4 players left. Still,
all right, on your screen right now, you're looking at the Russians. They gun up all 5 guns up for the Russians as they take ground in that center. But look at this. It looks like 187 is able to get all of their guys out. No, they lose the back corner bunker. So they still have 3 bodies left alive, but also the Russians lose a body as well. They lose another body. 6 seconds left. They're not going to be able to do it. No. Russians are not going to have enough time. We are going to sudden death overtime. And that's it.
And 187 is going to come out, and they're going to be full strength.
Wow, so 187 able to hold off the onslaught for the 23 seconds. They were able to fight back through that major penalty they got, really shooting themselves in the foot. But, hey man, it's basically they're playing a 1-point game right now.
Right.
You know, everything's back to 0. There's a new time on the clock, and we're heading to sudden death overtime. First guy to win is going to win this game.
Right, but momentum is definitely on the Russian side right now.
This is the most exciting. This is more exciting than your guys' game.
Yeah, it definitely is for me. I'm not having to sweat it.
You're up here a little chilly, but other than that, you're not sweating.
Actually, I'll tell you right now, it's a lot warmer than it was earlier.
Well,
yeah,
good.
it is.
It was
a little less windier too.
That's good.
Yeah,
this thing was shaking a little bit up here.
It was freezing. You know, but I mean, I hope everybody at home is enjoying the webcast. You know, I mean, I'm getting some good texts, some good stuff on Facebook, so everybody seems to enjoy themselves.
Yeah, we're just gonna get better, man.
Yeah,
you know, this is just the start of a long, long year. A lot of great events. We're gonna watch some amazing paintball this year, and our production will continue to improve. We got a lot of awesome elements and statistics, all this stuff we're gonna be including here in short order. So, you know, this is just the very beginning. If you like what you're seeing now, you're gonna love what you see shortly.
Absolutely.
Also, if you want a little bit more insight into these players' heads, again, Colt wrote an awesome piece for Paintball Access, and check out, you know, X Factor trying to get back into that dominant aspect of the game. Did a great job of it this morning. They went 2-0, fought a hell of a match against the Ironman this morning. Right. Finished that one 7-6, so they're heading into Saturday 2-0. And we got a lot more awesome paintball coming at you. Again, you know, we haven't seen what Vicious is going to bring. Who knows what Houston Heat's got to put that all-star lineup together. And then Infamous is going to play 187, Damage and Vicious, and then Russians in Heat, last game of the day.
Looks like the Russians had that line in that was winning them points with Berdnikov and Marcelo.
Yeah, well, that's a smart coaching move on their point. All right, here it is, sudden death overtime.
Nobody in the back center for 187. Interesting.
187, huge aggressive breakout.
Coming hard.
Wow, 187 sends a player all the way to the 40-yard line to up the break, but they lose 2 bodies. I don't know about that call.
Hey, you know what? Go big or go home.
No, I mean, I like it. I like it. I like it. But it's great that they you know, had the gumption to try to do that. But here come the Russians now, and the Russians have, looks like, 4 players left alive for the Russians. Nope, 5. All 5 alive for the Russians. So let's see how good 187 is at coming back down bodies, because we're about to find out right now.
Oh, the Russians lose a body in their back left corner. So
did he die?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, it's Wheeler, Jason Wheeler, getting shot out of that back corner. Here comes Britnikov coming over towards the snake side, and
he doesn't know he's in the snake. He's gonna get smoked.
Yeah, they got 187 does not know that Axel is in the 50-yard line snake.
Oh, now he does.
He's got to tuck in, though. His pods are still out. His pack is still up. Now he's got in there. So right now on your screen, you're looking at Axel Godin, who's playing for the Russians from France. One of the best players to come out of France.
Uh-oh. They lose another one on 187.
Oh, so 187 continuing to lose bodies. They only have 2 players left alive, and at one point they were up, what, 5 points in this match?
Say again?
Yep. They were up 5 points.
4.
Yeah, they were at 5. They were
5-1.
Yeah, it was 5-1.
Yeah, it was 5-1.
You know, the Russians came back and won the last 4 points to tie it up 5-5, and now we're at sudden death right now, and it was looking pretty good for the Russians. But I mean, we've seen crazier things have happened.
Crazier things have happened. You know, the game slowed down a little bit now because the Russians, you know, obviously this is the whole thing. This is the sudden death round. So they're going to play smart and methodical. I think that's great. You know, they need to do that. The issue with that is paint. You know, and then now Britnikov, he's making his move. Britnikov is getting to the 50-yard line A bunker. He's trying to zone up and get a shot on that 40-yard line Dorito. Once that 40-yard line Dorito goes for 187, and honestly, I would try to put myself in a position to just go bunker that guy out.
Absolutely, yeah, and he's kind of looking for it.
There he goes. There he goes. Go drop the hammer. Nice job. Britnikov stays alive.
That was a great move right there.
And that is going to do it.
There it is.
Well played by the Russians.
So snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. Moscow Red Legion able to get it done here against the young upstart rookies. Upton 187 coming out of Massachusetts. And I'll tell you what, talk about earning some respect.
Hey, they earned my respect, no doubt.
Yeah,
I guarantee they opened people's eyes.
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, they played great, and can't take. You know, it was just that rookie mistake, and like I said, you know, you can't play to not lose. You got to go and you got to finish them, like you said.
Yeah,
I mean,
you got man. Telling you. You got somebody dizzy on the ropes. You got to put them away.
Absolutely, and especially when it's the Russians, you can, and they'll adjust better than any team out there. I mean, they have the coaching staff. They have 6 or 7 guys doing that.
And you know, it's interesting. It's like you said. It's not like Upton kept doing what they were doing, and the Russians beat them at that.
Right.
They changed what they were doing. They started playing conservatively. They weren't making those moves.
Right.
And then the Russians just beat them at that game. You don't want to. Basically, what they did was they stopped playing their game and started playing the Russians' game when they were up bodies.
Exactly.
So you know, hey, rookie mistake, live and learn. But I would definitely hang my head very high if I was 187 right now. To come in your very first match and have to, first of all, you know, talk about unlucky draws out of all the teams you could have played. The Russians is not the team you want to play first out the get.
No.
But when we talked to them yesterday, they're actually pretty stoked about that.
They were super stoked.
They got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
No.
like you said, nothing to lose.
And they get the best look right away. You know, you get to play the best team, one of the best teams in the world right away. And you know where you stand.
Exactly.
Everybody's watching that game.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I hope that the 187 crew earned some fans out there today.
Hey, I definitely appreciate what they did. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's
So look at that. The triumphant Moscow Red Legion spilling onto the field to go shake the hands of the rookies 187, who, like we just talked about, definitely earned a lot of respect from everyone that was watching this game. Definitely earned my respect. Though they did make some rookie mistakes. So hopefully they can go back to the drawing board and get in their huddle for their game against Infamous later on this afternoon. That's going to be coming at you directly after the Omaha Vicious Houston Heat game, which we got coming up next. You're looking at Marcelo Margot. Again, go to paintballaccess.com and check out Marcelo's story. Blew his knee out last year and had to fight through a pretty vicious rehab. Literally couldn't walk for 6 weeks. And was able to fight back, and now he's starting for the Russians. So that's a victory in and of itself.
And those are great stories. You know, I play with these guys for years. But I didn't know, you know, until I read Nicky's story or read Marcelo's story. So, you know, it's even interesting for people like me to go and read what these other guys are going through, because I don't know, even though I see them 10 times a year.
Yeah. So, but that's what we're here for. We're here to let you guys in and tell the story. It's all about that.
Well, you know, when I spoke to because I came off 2 knee surgeries. You know, I mean, I tore my ACL twice.
Yeah.
And I told Marcelo, I was like, hey man, just when you think it's good, it's not. You know, don't ever think it's good. And what happened? He goes out there, he blew it out again. And I'm like, man, I told you, you got to put your time in. It took me a year to come back. You know, to come back off that one injury.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just, I mean, somebody when you're 29, you just don't come back like you used to.
Yeah, I know. Chris had a birthday actually the other day. He's 29.
Again.
I'm
a leap year baby. That means I'm like 70.
It's like Brad said. It had something to do with the leap year. But
but a lot of guys hit me up on Facebook for my birthday wishes. Appreciate it. Much love. You know, Houston Heat, first look right here. I'm kind of looking forward to this game right now.
Oh, I'm very much looking forward to this game.
You know, Brian Bartol out there, he's a solid player for Vicious.
Brian Bortles really coming to his own. I thought he played a pretty good a couple of as he was ramping his game up, and he's a pretty crucial element of that team, because you know that you got to have a snake attack player, and he was getting it done for him over there. I think that he can continue to get better too. So let's see what. You know, as we're about to watch, he's got about 2 minutes to go here before the start of this next match. Again, we're watching Houston Heat going to be taking on Omaha Vicious.